My name's Bill Nichols. This is my wife, Darlene. We're originally from New Jersey. I retired in 2009. We spent the last 6 years up in the Villages in Central Florida, and that climate turned out to be a little too cold for us. So we have some friends that purchased a home in Bonita Springs and invited us down a couple of times, and we really fell in love with the Naples area. And so we decided to start a more serious, home buying process. That started a couple years ago by now, and then that's when we got introduced to Sheri to help us with that process.
I went online and I looked up houses in the Naples area, and I must have had like 10 or 15 houses, and then I got like an email from Sheri saying, I see you're interested in homes, could I help you further show them to you? So that's kind of how we met Sheri.
Well, it was a process too where, the technology these days is you kind of make that first meeting online, and then you take it from there in terms of developing your lists. And we did a lot by phone and by email for the first month or so, and then it got to the point where we developed a hard list of properties to look at, and arranged to meet with Sheri in her office on Tamiami Trail, and kind of took it from there in terms of here are the houses we want to see, and kind of here's our price range. And she was good at helping us with developing our needs list and our kind of where our wish list is and the things that had to be in the property. So and then the rest was kind of from that point, meeting with her, looking at the properties, and then doing the actual house visits. We kind of started with the price range and kind of had some parameters there, and then moved on to specific things we needed in the house, because we had a pool table in Central Florida. We needed a room for that. We had some storage, wine storage, capacity issues that we needed to make sure were addressed. We wanted a pool. I'm a so-called golfer, so I wanted access to golf. It didn't necessarily have to be a bundled community, which at the time we didn't even know that term or its definition. But we come to find a place like Old Cypress provides you an opportunity to have a membership or an associate membership. So that was another flexibility item that kind of helped us make our decision. Because the whole homeowners association thing was a little new to us. From where we were coming from, it was a much larger association, and one that wasn't as specific in terms of their review of you for the community. So that kind of led the process once we got further into it, the need for golf, the need for certain things in the house. So that's kind of how that all evolved. She did a lot of spade work before we even got together, which was critical because we didn't have the time. We were down here for a couple of weekends basically, and said we need to hit these properties kind of in a blitzkrieg kind of fashion. So the work that she did beforehand really helped us even narrow it even further. There were some things we took off the list, even before we, had to do the visiting. So that was, kind of very critical to our needs.
Right.
Then as the process went along, her use of the technology to keep us updated on our ever-evolving list of potential properties, because things come on the market and leave the market every day. So she helped kind of refresh that on a regular basis, by email and using the long distance technology capabilities. And that really came into play even more so when we got into the offering and contract standpoint, because I was concerned about, we do a lot of traveling and we were dealing with unsecured networks, and I says, well, I can't do this over an unsecured network. I'm not going to sign contracts and have sensitive financial information. So through things like, I think it was DocuSign was the name of the capability, really helped us kind of use our phones even, which was a secured network, as opposed to using a hotel's, Wi-Fi. And that helped facilitate the whole offer process and move the whole thing along. So, the use of technology was really critical in terms of how Sheri helped us through this process. And she's got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I like to kid around. I don't like to be so heavy on everything. And, there are light moments that, she could appreciate, and, having a chuckle every now and then kind of makes the whole process go a lot easier and a lot more fun. So that to me was important. It is in kind of all aspects of my life, and buying a house is no different. So.
Right, yeah. Well, what I liked about her was that, she even showed us parts of Naples that we didn't know anything about. You know, she took us on tours, you know, showing us different areas and places to shop and, you know, restaurants. And I found that was nice. That was nice. I mean, she didn't have to do that. You know, that wasn't part of, you know, showing us the houses. But that was nice.
Well, she got us down the learning curve in the area quickly
Yeah.
about, well, stay on Vanderbilt Beach Road because there's no access to 75. Pine Ridge is always crazy. You can take Logan or Livingston to go, you know, up and down as opposed to, you know, using Tamiami. So there was some helpful hints early in the process that really helped us along and saved us a lot of aggravation in the long run.
Yeah. We wanted separate, like a separate little sitting area because we don't like to sit all the time in one room watching TV. So that was something we wanted, was 2 separate sitting areas. He still wanted an office. And I did like that we had, you know, 4 bedrooms. So, and they're blocked off, which is nice. So
And, you know, the open concept
Yeah.
too, which, you know, is very, you know, similar throughout many homes in Florida.
well, and the other thing we wanted too was in the lanai, we said we want some sort of outdoor kitchen.
Right.
So it's a little small, but at least it's met the needs, you know, that we were looking for. So,
And I was looking for a kitchen that had the potential to upgrade appliances if I couldn't get them right away, you know, in the purchase, and, you know, some room to work.
what I liked is too that, you know, she wasn't pushy. She wouldn't follow you around, you know, like in each room. She narrowed it down. She even eliminated some that she said, no, you're not going to like that area. She was great, and I would never hesitate in recommending her to someone.
Well, and another thing, if we did have a question, you know, during the course of a, you know, a home visit, she got back to us, you know, immediately with an answer. And if there was a concern, we either, you know, passed as it not being important, or it's too big a concern for us to consider that house. So it was a very timely and efficient process with her. So couldn't get any better as far as I was concerned. Now you want to really know the story?